I goes out and drink some beer. Yeah, I do his business. I do what I was told. That's what you do when you're thirsty. Because you are
Only one more hour. But I'm talking about their march is over at 3. If they're leaving, there's no point in us being here.
You friends just go out and get drunk and smoke pot and do whatever, and you do it. You are a slave. And your flesh rules over you. Your flesh rules over you.
Sure.
God told Cain, he said, "Sin lies at the door. Desires for you, but you should rule over it. You should rule over sin."
To be honest, masturbation is a sin. And the female too. It's equal. See, God's equal opportunity. And do you know why it's a sin, even in married couples? Because when you're married, the husband's body belongs to his wife, and the wife's body belongs to her husband. So when you do that, you are denying your spouse what is rightfully theirs. No, there was one instance where the guy was supposed to have a baby for Jewish to pass down the line and didn't do it. Because in Jewish culture, when the husband dies, you took the brother to pass on the line. When the guy pulled out, he stopped it because he didn't want to have children with her. So he violated God's law and then God killed him. Masturbation is lust.
Even if you're masturbating for your spouse.
Yes, because that is for your spouse, not for you. No. If your wife's doing it to you, it's masturbation.
Okay. If you're masturbating,
just what?
That's just sex.
If you're what are you talking about?
It's like your wife is masturbating and their husband's masturbating together. That's just sex.
No, you don't do that. Your wife. I said if your wife does it to her husband, or the husband does it to his wife, it's not masturbation.
Okay.
Right? I mean, isn't masturbation doing it to yourself? No, it's still a sin because your wife is supposed to be doing it to you and vice versa.
What is there getting pleasure from watching you do it?
That's gross. That's kind of gross. Who wants to see that?
I mean, the rest of
What's that? I mean, but you asked me at the anal thing, and in all honesty, there's a lot of Christians who would tell you it is a sin in marriage. However, the Bible does say that the marriage bed is undefiled. While I personally find it disgusting, I can't say it's necessarily a sin for married people.
What about getting AIDS from a straight relationship?
Let's see, as a Christian white male, even if I wasn't a Christian, let's say not Christian, as a white male, let's say I was sleeping around, do you know the chance of me getting AIDS are almost slim to none?
Well, the majority of modern AIDS is transmitted via activity.
Well, that's not true. It's actually sex still. It's still sex. Contaminated, they do get that. However, if you go to the CDC website, 70% of AIDS patients are men who have sex with men. Right?
It's pretty high.
It's more than half. Majority of people with AIDS are gay, or bisexual. Whatever.
And you can be straight right.
Yes, you can. If you're in jail, maybe. I guess. I mean, I don't know the stats are, so I can't speak intelligently on that. By another man? Well, I'll have to take your word for it because I don't know the stats on that. I can't speak. I can't educatedly speak on that number because I don't know. But okay, so for the sake of argument, they can. Women can get AIDS too. That's true. However, where did AIDS start? What was it called before it was AIDS? Gay-related immune deficiency, because almost all of it was gays. Or men that would step around their wives at bathhouses with men and transmit it back to their wives, and then the wife would transmit it to another man straight, and that's how it got started. The reason they changed the name because nobody wanted to fund a gay disease, so they changed the name to get people to donate. Because again, back then, 75% of all syphilis patients are gay men. It's on the CDC website. 75%. I don't remember that number. Mouth herpes, not genital herpes, and they usually get it when they're a baby from people kissing on like that. Just Bible-believing Christians. No, I rebuke them too. When they assaulted those women and they called them whores for them abusing those women, I stood outside their convention and I preached to them too. So we're equal opportunity rebukers. including in our own camp.
He is real. He is real. He's real. God is real. What's your question?
If you're talking about love and all of this, these signs are talking about support and like helping each other, while your signs have bloody babies and are talking about killing people. So
Babies with people, you kill one.
Jim, Jim, we can't use this.
Look at their pole, man. They're using their pole.
Oh, okay. You were really cold.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe AIDS is a judgment from God?
I think you're really cold. You're shivering.
One is direct judgment. That's like Sodom and Gomorrah or the Great Flood. When God personally destroyed things, destroyed cities or people, you don't survive that. But there's the indirect judgment of God, which is God allows consequences to come upon you based on your own sin, like touching a hot stove with your hand. That's supposed to tell you, don't do that, right? That consequence is supposed to teach you not to do that. So God's indirect judgments in the world are supposed to teach you not to do those things. So STDs are supposed to teach you not to fornicate.
Hold on.
Because if you married a man and you were a virgin and you were a virgin and you got married and you only had sex with each other, you never did STDs.
Yes.
The whole world did that, there would not be any.
So we gotta take ours in.
Yeah, we told you that earlier. You can use it, it just can't be on a stand. It has to be
We just, the only reason they put it on is because they saw them. We thought that we were allowed to.
They're dealing with them, trying to get them to take theirs down.
Okay.
So we dealt with you guys earlier.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we brought you guys over here. Which,
Got it. All right, we'll take it. Gotta take it there.
yeah, you can use it. Just
Yeah.
keep it on a stand.
You got it.
All right.
I'm gonna go over there and record them that conversation.
Everything has a cause.
but how did they start?
That's the only reason he put it up there because he saw that and figured it was allowed now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
When you start sleeping around,
No, I get that, but
I appreciate when we ask you guys to move too. You guys move.
Well, I gotta say,
leaving you guys right in the middle of it.
no, I understand why you did it. However, we're very big free speech people.
Yeah.
Very big. I just want a big lawsuit free speech. And I understand why you guys want to do it. Believe me, I get it.
Yeah.
But, I'm real big on, not giving up security for our right.
Well, when you guys asked me about that, I said we have to move you guys, and
You said, well, I'd get arrested.
well,
If I stand here and don't move, you said I'd get arrested.
that's not what I said. I said if we have to move you guys out of, and what happens if we don't move? And I said, well,
Well, no, I was talking to you. I got it on my camera.
Yeah.
I reviewed the footage. I said, if we're allowed to be here, the other cops, and if we didn't move, you said I was going to get arrested. That's what you said.
I said if we have to move.
No, right? So you're telling me we didn't have to move right then and there?
No, which we did, and then you guys went. If
Right.
you guys then refuse to leave, if we have to move you guys.
You're talking about physically pick us up and move us, you'd arrest us. I don't understand what you mean.
I'm saying.
And I'm not being belligerent. I'm being serious.
No, I know. You're trying to figure out what to do because you want to be able to do the right thing.
Right. And I want our rights protected. That's all.
Right. And that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Well, moving us was not. During me, we'd arrest for not moving was not.
Well, if you are counter to a permitted group and it's going to create a danger to you, or it's going to interfere with that group, that's why we asked you to move.
Well, no, but they were, wouldn't you say, honestly, they were interfering with us? Because we stood there, they came to us. That's what I don't understand, because he said under 25, we were allowed to be there.
Under 25 until it begins to interfere with the permitted group.
So how is it interfering?
Because there was back and forth between you guys, and you were in the route that they were.
Well, no, they were coming around here. We got the route on the map. That's why we stood there.
Right, but their permanent event is all up here. So
yeah, if I stood down there and you said that, I would agree with you 100%.
Then that's why we moved you up here. We're not trying to silence you guys. We just want to be able to.
No, I get why you did it. I'm not saying you're saying you guys are a bunch of jerk offs. Move. I get that.
I know, but when we're talking down there and it's like trying to trip up the words that we're saying, like
well, it's not tripping the words. Benjamin Franklin said those who give up their rights for safety don't deserve either. And I'm real big on that. And I understand why you did it, and I appreciate it. But I would rather risk my safety for my rights. And I understand you guys don't want that to happen. Well, I get it.
Well, here's why we don't want it to happen. I mean, the gist of it is,
no, you don't want anybody to get hurt on either
if you
side.
get hurt, you wouldn't have been able to say anything for the last
Right? No, I know.
So that's That's what it is.
Right. No, and I understand.
You
Like I
guys
said, I
absolutely
understand.
have the right to say your message, but if you guys get hurt down there, then.
But I would rather take the chance to get hurt to keep our rights intact.
I understand.
That's my personal feel, and I really do believe that. And again, I don't want you to think that we're trying to I can't wait to sue the police. I don't want to. My father's a retired cop. You know, we work with police all over the country. But rights for us are very important.
Freedom of speech, First Amendment is
I know. We always say DC's a good preach because freedom of speech.
It's a major role that we have here is ensuring everyone is able to voice their.
But that's the first time I've ever moved in Washington, D.C.
Yeah?
That is the first time. I was at the abortion thing, and we sat on the side with the abortion. And they tried to move us, and the other said, no, they can't. I understand, whatever, but they're not doing anything wrong. We can't move them because they're getting angry about it.
Well, I mean, is this a reasonable compromise, though?
Not really. I'd rather be down there because that's where all the people are. I mean, some are coming up here, but you got to remember, our job. That's why we're the shirts. We want to get attention because we want them to hear our message. We're not getting the maximum we want to do. That's why we go to big events. And again, I do understand why, and I do appreciate your guys' job in this. There's 5 of us and 40,000 of them.
Right.
I get it.
Why not get a permit yourself?
What do you mean?
Apply for a permit for a specific location.
We didn't know they were doing it. We were only going to come on Monday. We just found out about this the other day.
Yeah, contact the Park Service. You guys can get permits.
For what?
For wherever you want to be.
So we could have got a permit to be down there?
You could have been that group. If there was not an existing permit already, then
there's only 5 of us. I mean... I didn't even know these guys were coming.
I'm going to go confirm what they're doing with their thing too.
Sure. All right, well, we do appreciate you guys, so I don't want you to think it's a personal thing or anything like that. I understand your job, and believe me, I know you don't like any of this. As far as violence, coming up. So. But just know we do support, we do appreciate what you guys do for the community here and whatnot. So.
I know it's not personal. You have a message to do so. And I'm not taking it personally.
Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, we do appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, God bless you guys, and only you got less than an hour left. Well, their thing's over at 3. How does that work? If their permit ends at 3, right? Their permit's till 3 o'clock. What happens at 3 o'clock? Does that mean that's all open again?
They break all this down and they start clearing everything out.
So the permit's...
I think their permit is until 3:30.
Okay. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once there's no permitted activity,
that's it.
You can go back to business.
Got it. And that includes amplification because there's no permit anymore.
Amplification, it still has to be handheld throughout National Park Service property and
Got it. Okay. And that, I'm not going to say that's unreasonable because at least we can use it. So.
Yeah. And when I first told you nothing before, I was wrong. I found out that it is.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah, it can't be on a post. Which, again, you just put it on a post.
No, he's holding it with his hand.
I know.
Oh, you mean before?
Before.
Oh, yeah. Good. All right. Thank you, sir.
We came on the train with you guys. God bless you guys. You guys are brave, man. This is the lion's den right here.
He's trying to change the narrative of moving us. He's like, no, I didn't say you moved you would be arrested. I said, well, actually, we did. He said, no, I said, I had to move you, you'd be arrested. Like, what does that mean? He's like, well, I'm saying they got to the point where so you're saying we didn't have to move right there?
So we can go back?
No, he said, no, I'm not saying that. I said, well, what are you saying? I don't understand.
It's contradicting himself.
Right, because he knows what's coming.
I know.
They said, but I have it on video. I said, you said if I don't move, you said we're legally going to be there under, he was like, until, I'm like, until what? You're disrupting the protest. I'm like, but they were actually disrupting ours. You said we had a right to be there, and they came up to us. He's like, well, but they're surrounding you. I'm like, but nothing happened yet. There was no risk to our safety. Just because people surround you doesn't mean you're in danger.
Right.
So I said, he's trying to frame it as, if we had to move you and you didn't, then you'd be arrested. I'm like, so we didn't have to move then? He goes, no, you did. I'm like, that makes no sense. But I said to him, listen, I understand why you do that. I get it. I don't think you're trying to say I don't like your message. I just don't think you really understand things. And
Well, they're getting orders from higher
Well,
up.
I said, I think you're more concerned with safety than rights. And I said, I'll tell you the truth. I would rather take the risk of my safety and keep my rights intact than lose them and have them infringed upon.
Right. And their bullhorn's still on the call.
That's why I said, you shouldn't have said anything and just say, hey, whatever. There's on the pole, that's a bias. And and their protest's over in 45 minutes. So if they keep it up there, that's the rest. We had to take ours down, but they didn't. So that's a viewpoint discrimination because that means the cops over there said it's okay, but our police officer said it's not.
Correct. I agree. Plus, they're in a better spot. We wanted to be there because it's in the traffic flow.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let us be there.
No, we asked him to be there. He said no, we had to be right here.
I know.
Right. Our job is to come out here and tell you the truth, and what you choose to do with it is on you. That's on you. I'm not responsible for you rejecting the truth. When you reject the truth, that's your problem.
Well, I told him, I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, this is the first time I have ever been moved from D.C. He goes, really? I said, yeah, we were at the abortion rally when the abortion decision. And I said, we sat on the side of the abortionists, and the one also tried to move us, and another one said, no, don't. They're not doing anything illegal. You can't force them to move just because you don't want them there.
Right.
Or because you think there's a risk to them. You can't force them to move.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Oh, she needs a Midol.
Midol.
She needs a Midol. She needs a Midol. Yes, Midol.
You need Midol. You need Midol.
You need a Midol and a nap.
You need Midol.
I think you need a Midol and a nap.
Control your people.
Oh, you need it, not me. No, that's you. You gotta calm down. You're so angry.
I'm angry because you're hurting so many people.
You're on your period, aren't you?
Why do you do this? That's the best comeback you have.
It is pretty funny.
It's not really.
It is pretty funny.
You're putting babies.
dude.
What's
No
that?
Babies.
My audience is a bunch of perverts and reprobate baby murderers.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
They murder babies. They're a bunch of homos and lesbians. The they thems that
I'm
are here.
gay,
Right?
and I had an
No,
abortion.
Joe.
Had an abortion.
Yeah.
So you murdered a baby. So that makes you.
Would you
So that makes you.
rather me
Yes.
raise it?
Yes.
Why?
So why does a baby have to pay what somebody else did?
Why
It
should I
sucks.
pay?
Who said you have to pay?
Because who would be raising
The baby's
it?
an innocent life. You don't have to raise. You can give it for adoption.
No, that's not how it works. You're
Sure it
12
is.
years old.
Sure it is.
No.
You can't give a baby for adoption at 12?
Look,
Sure you can.
try being a woman in that
No,
situation.
I can't be a woman. I'm a guy.
Unfortunately,
It's-
if you ever
If you weren't a man, you wouldn't be
you
here.
were able to imagine what that situation
Why would I want to
have
imagine?
some compassion.
I wasn't raped.
Because you wouldn't have had it. Well,
How do you
maybe,
know? You don't know.
maybe, but do you have a baby that you have to raise as a result?
Maybe.
Come on, dude.
Listen, we live in a time. I could be.
You're trans.
Are you
You're
misgendering
trans
me?
man.
You just
must be
misgendered me.
Yeah, you must be a trans man. If you had a baby from rape, you must have been a trans
But I'm
man.
saying, how do you know? You just judged me.
Yeah, maybe because
See?
you're saying that they're all rapists.
I didn't say they were rapists.
Yeah, you are. You're basically like the perverts.
Perverts, yes. Do you know the word? A pervert is something that goes contrary to its original purpose, right? What is
What
it?
happens to you?
What's what?
Traditional
Not
purpose.
traditional, original purpose. Men and women come together to have babies to keep the species going.
How do you explain
Anything outside of that is
dolphins being gay?
perversion. What?
How do you explain dolphins being gay, penguins being gay?
Because they're animals with no moral compass. So are you saying you have no moral compass? You're equating yourself.
Moral compass means standing here and shouting people down for their life choices. Then
Thank you for admitting it's a choice. I appreciate that. And thank you for telling me you're no better than a dolphin. You said it, not
I'd be
me.
proud to be a dolphin because I'm not shouting it like
Still murder. So does that mean that you should be killed for rape? You being raped? You're an innocent victim, right?
Does that make any sense?
I'm explaining to you. You were an innocent victim, correct? A baby's an innocent victim. So why did the baby have to die?
Cells.
No, it's a baby.
It's a kind of cell.
a baby.
Who is raising that?
It's a baby.
What, the state is going to
Who
raise
said a
it?
baby? I would have raised it.
That's not how
There's
it
Christians
works.
that'll take it all the
So
time.
you'd rather screw up a person who's alive, who's living their full
It's not a
life.
screw up.
Yeah, and
How is it a screw up?
would you have to carry it for 9 months?
No, God didn't make me that
baby?
way.
Do you want to preach?
God didn't make me that way.
Unfortunately.
Why is it
Although you
unfortunate?
said earlier that maybe you were raped, maybe you had a baby. So that
I
makes
didn't say
you
maybe I had a
trans
baby.
now.
I didn't say that. I said, how do you know I wasn't raped?
Yeah, and then
You said whatever.
And then
You
I
said, did you have a baby? I
I
said,
a baby to raise.
and I said, you said you have a baby. I said, how do you know? Did you just misgender me? Clearly making a joke, right?
Not a very funny joke.
I thought thought it was. I bet you might. What? Of course they would. I think transgenderism is hilarious.
Good for you.
Can you imagine thinking, if I told you I was a Chinese guy trapped in his body,
Wasting your time speaking.
you'd be laughing your butt off.
All these people who disagree with you, I think
I don't
that is
care.
hilarious.
But yet Donald Trump still won, so a lot of people disagree with you.
Donald Trump won by a smidgen.
A smidgen, he won by a lot.
Not really.
And he still won. More than half the country voted for him. That's not a
That's
smidgen.
actually technically not true because the whole country doesn't vote.
What?
Technically, that's not true mathematically.
No, it really is.
No.
It's not my fault Biden had magical 20 million magical votes
How
that
many
appear.
people live in this country?
About 400 million.
And how many voted?
What?
Proportion.
Well, children can vote, felons can vote, so you can't count them. How many children are felons? We don't know.
We have a felon in office, and yet he could vote. It's insane.
And I'm willing to bet you $100 that'll be overturned. I guarantee you that's going to be overturned. And you know it too. He's not a rapist. He was never convicted of rape. So now you're judging him for something he wasn't convicted on. So can I?
He's a good guy, honestly. If you love Jesus, let's be honest.
I think Trump is a fantastic
We
guy.
can disagree about a whole lot of shit, right?
Sure.
But bottom line is,
Do I think he's a decent guy for this country? Yes. Do I think he's a Christian? No.
how do you think he's a decent guy?
How is he not? What has he done that you hate him for? What did he do to you?
I didn't say I hated the guy. I said he's not
You
a
clearly
decent
do.
guy.
What's
I
that?
said he's not a decent guy.
Why isn't he? What does he do? Of course I do. That must be you guys.
No, it's coming from your
Okay, that's coming from you. So what did he do to you? What makes him not a decent guy?
doing the thing personally to me.
Okay, so
That's the way people
why is he not a decent guy?
Because his moral compass is shot.
And how so?
I grab women by the pussy. Does that make it a
And
good guy?
how many boys in high school say that same stuff in locker rooms?
Does that make them good guys too?
Did they actually do it? Probably not.
But everyone
He
knows
said
he
it.
did it, and he's.
I don't think he did.
You don't think, but it's.
Well, I'm pretty sure women aren't going to sit there and say, yeah, go ahead.
People off right, left, and center.
And by the way, he was saying it, but they let him do it. So if a woman let him do it, how is that wrong?
Everybody's laughing.
If a woman let him do it, you said you're a lesbian, you grab him by the pussy all the time. So how are you better than him?
Well, I hope I grab him by the pussy all the time.
Right,
Like,
so but you just
on a good day.
said he's not a decent guy for doing it, but you're decent because you do it.
Against their will.
It wasn't against her will. He didn't say that.
Yes.
No, he said they let you do it because of who he was, they let him do it.
There are all the other women that come forward who said he's done it
And you
against
know
their
what?
will.
Biden's own daughter had a
You don't
Biden's own
believe
daughter.
women? You
What?
don't believe women?
Why should I? Just because you're a woman doesn't mean I have to believe you.
The women that come forward and accuse somebody.
No, I don't believe anybody who comes forward 20, 30 years later with no evidence other than I said it happened. That's not how our system is set up. There's got to be evidence. And if there's evidence, you don't come forward 30 years later.
It works with so many criminal trials.
It does. There's got to be evidence. I can't go to court. I can't have you arrested and say someone did something and just make it up. Or I could have you arrested. When you go to court, I got to have proof that you did something for a conviction. I can't just say it.
There are so many rape cases where it's like, you know.
But there's your DNA evidence. There's something. There's a lot of.
So much of the time.
I will agree.
Not the way
I will agree there's some that aren't. However, there's a lot of rapists, unfortunately, that do get not convicted because there's no evidence.
Yeah,
Right?
so many. So why do we assume?
Well, I don't know how. I'm not going to say so many.
Why
Well,
am I assuming is the bottom line?
Well, you can't say just because somebody said it with no evidence. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't. Biden had Clinton. Biden. They've all had people claim it. Lots of them claim it.
Hasn't had any rape.
What? Yes, he did. He paid them $800,000.
Clinton has Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Hillary. I'm like, is Hillary and Trump?
No, she kills people.
Donald Trump kills people.
Who?
Donald Trump
Who did he
kills
kill?
people. Tons of babies basically that end up being deported is basically a death
No,
sentence.
they're illegal in this country.
Doesn't matter. In the end, if they're illegal,
We have a process.
Okay. So this whole anti-abortion.
My family came over here legally.
Yeah.
So
There is a process. If you're lucky enough to not be
we're the only country in the world that just lets people in just cause. Sure it is.
That's actually factually not true, is it?
Unless you're in the European Union, well, I can tell by the accent.
Yeah. And I have a green card. I came here legally.
Right. And there's I have no problem with that.
But I came here legally because my mom came here illegally.
So your mom should have been deported.
No, she could naturalize.
Should have, I said.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Illegal. Well, and she's a natural citizen now, so she don't get deported.
She's not going to get deported.
I am for law and order. And I believe if you come here and break the law...
Law and order in this country is still, in many of the states, you can still have a legal abortion.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not here for law and order.
Sure I am.
Protesting against that.
Sure I am. Just
That's
because...
still law and order.
Right. But I'm not going and blowing up abortion clinics. I don't do that. I am trying to tell people to stop killing their babies. Legally telling them to stop. It's not a clump of cells. But you're a clump of cells.
A much bigger clump of cells.
But you're still a clump of
with
cells.
a rich life.
But you're still a clump of cells.
Yeah, so are you.
Yeah.
But we're okay about killing babies in Gaza. We're okay about killing adults in
Who
Gaza.
said I'm okay with killing babies in Gaza?
Tons of people are
Who
like
said I'm okay with that?
But why is it?
I don't think anybody should unjustly have their
Why
life
in this
taken.
country don't we have the death penalty in certain states?
Because some people deserve it.
Hang on. So, a baby is not okay to be aborted, but a person is okay to be aborted.
An adult person who makes a choice to kill somebody, murder somebody, or tons of people, gets what they deserve. There's a difference between an innocent baby in the womb who did nothing wrong versus somebody who took somebody else's life.
But the person who's carrying the baby, I know we're not going to agree on this, by the way, but the person, we're never going to agree, and that's totally fine.
Never say never.
We're never going to agree. So
There's a lot of women I know that said the same thing that now stand on our side.
Because I'm not a Christian, I don't believe in God. It's never going to happen.
Never say never.
It's never going to happen. But I'm happy to have a discussion with someone and disagree. And I'm not like,
You're not like some of the other
but
ones.
that's totally fine. I'm happy to have a discussion about it. Totally disagree. I spend a lot of my time as a photographer traveling around the world, meeting people I don't agree with. Right now I'm working in a community in the middle of South Africa. It's white-only community, but they are hardcore Christians.
But not for nothing, but Christian is a broad term. Everybody throws that word around.
Yeah, I know, but
Catholics say they're Christians, Mormons say they're Christians. How could that be? How could they be?
well,
They believe in a completely different God, the Mormons.
Catholics don't.
They worship Mary.
But that's
They made Mary
That's not true. I was born in Ireland, by the way, so that's actually not true.
No, they say they don't worship it, but when you're prostrating oneself in front of a statue, that's worship by definition.
Why does that make any difference?
Well, because you can't be.
God is the same God.
Well, that's not true either, and I can show you that. So, do you believe that Muslims and Christians worship the same God?
I'm saying Catholics and Christians
Well, I'm going to show you how they
worship
can't.
the same God.
Well, they worship the same God.
Yeah, worship
So
the
they
same
worship.
God
So
and Jesus.
but the Catholics in their catechism in paragraph 841 says that they worship the same God as the Muslims. That's what they said.
If you go to a Catholic church, you're praying to Jesus.
Well, Mormons pray to Jesus too,
No, they have their own.
but they pray to Jesus.
Joseph Smith or whatever.
Well, but they have the Pope. The Catholic has the Pope, and that's ridiculous too.
That's just God's, I don't know, surrogate on earth.
But nowhere in the Bible does it say that either. There's no one person that gets to speak for God.
It has a lot of other things that have been reinterpreted over time.
Not reinterpreted.
Yeah, like they have.
Such as?
Well, okay, so when the Catholic Church split,
Wait, you're talking about the Reformation? Right. Well, okay, but for the
that's
first.
a reinterpretation.
But for the first 300 years of Christianity, there was no Catholic Church.
Right, but there was also no organized religion in the same sense.
Correct.
So there was no.
There was Christians who believe in God who got together to talk about God and worship together.
It was very much.
That's what I think it
You
should
can
be.
here, you can be there. You can believe what you want to believe. And you all kind of had the same rough beliefs.
Right, now you're right. There are things that are not necessarily what we call salvation pending. Like these flat earthers, they always try to talk. I'm like, I don't care. It might be say there's nothing to do with whether it's flat or not. I don't care. So there are things like that don't matter. But when it comes to the fundamentals of Jesus Christ, who He is, and what we're supposed to do according to what He said.
Catholics don't disagree with you on that. The only difference.
Well, no, they don't.
Catholics and Protestants is that they believe that when you take communion, you drink Christ's blood. Transubstantiation.
Right.
They believe in transubstantiation.
Right.
That's really the only.
Well, there's more than that.
difference.
Well, they also believe in being celibate. The Bible says don't forbid people to get married. They do that. Priests and nuns, they do themselves.
Yeah, but that's their own choice. Anyone can decide to do something.
Right, but if you want to be a priest in the Catholic Church, you can't get married. The Bible doesn't say that.
The Bible doesn't say.
The Bible says also don't pray to dead people, and they pray to Mary and other saints that are dead.
But it's the same God.
No, that's idolatry, and idolaters aren't Christians. So you see, we use that term very loosely. No, that's the Bible.
They also read the same Bible.
Oh yeah, so do Mormons, so do Witnesses.
Mormons have the Book of Mormon.
Well, no, they have the Bible too. That's
they don't really love the Bible.
Well, they use the King James. They use the Book of Mormon as an additional testament.
Yeah, but the King James Bible is the Protestant Bible.
I don't read the King James.
Well, that's not Catholic. The King James Bible is the translated version from the Latin.
Correct.
So that's the only. You would.
Oh, look at that! I can't. A lot of most Christians don't know that.
Because I'm not stupid. I went to Cambridge University. I did an English degree. I did a postgraduate. I did a lot of reading of religion.
I'm gonna have you talk to some of these King James onlyists.
I just don't agree, and that's okay. But I also.
And you said you were a lesbian, right? So there's more than just disagreement. We view our life's choices.
There's plenty of churches that embrace homosexuality.
They're not, and they're not churches of God. They're synagogues for Satan.
If you believe that,
I mean, there are.
the Bible doesn't say anything about lesbianism.
Sure it does. Romans chapter 1 says women burn in lust with each other too, and they deserve the death penalty. It says, just like homosexuals. It's in Romans 1.
The only person that introduced the death penalty for homosexuality was basically Henry VIII that exported.
Well, no, it was in the Bible. In the Leviticus Jews, it was death penalty.
There are plenty of homosexuals living.
Not in Jewish, not in Israel. I was just listening to I was listening to two scholars debate yesterday. One was on our side. Another was another Bible scholar who's pro-gay, believes that gay should be included in the church. And even the scholar that said gay should be included conceded and said yes, the Bible does say that, and their homosexuals were not openly practicing in Israel because they would be killed.
But in Israel, there's tons of homosexuals.
Now, but I'm talking about back then. Well, I know Tel Aviv has the largest pride event in the world, and those Jews are going to hell.
But you know what? I mean, hell seems like it's going to be a more fun place if everyone.
It's going to be burnt. It's going to be weeping, wailing. It's going to be burned, pain.
I don't want to be hanging out with lots of Ned Flanders in heaven. Sounds like hell.
Do I look like that? Do I sound like Ned Flanders? Do we sound like Ned Flanders? No, Tim? No.
That guy sounds like Ned Flanders.
Do I sound like Ned Flanders?
No. We're having a rational conversation, but can you think of anything worse? Every boring person that you've ever met in your life, you go to an average church service, and most of those people are like, you know.
But being boring doesn't make someone bad.
No, but it makes it boring to be stuck in heaven for a bit.
Not really. There's lots of people that are in heaven. In heaven, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be boring. I mean, have you ever seen the description of an angel in the Bible?
I've seen more beautiful things on earth.
I didn't say angels are beautiful. I'm just saying, see, you know.
The novelty's going to wear off really fast.
I don't know.
One angel, seen them all.
I don't know. Angels in the Bible are not, they're terrifying.
I don't know. Honestly, I think it would be boring. I think it's like in heaven is going to
But you don't think being in hell and being burned alive for eternity is going to be boring? I know you don't believe it, but I do.
I know, which I get, which is why.
Well, you don't believe in heaven either.
No, thankfully, because I'd be bored with this.
But people like me would be there too, and I'm not boring. I promise you, I'm not boring. I'm not boring. You don't know me.
Exactly. I don't know.
But you're not bored. You're not bored talking to me yet.
No, because the conversation's kind of entertaining.
Right, it's not boring.
But there's going to be a whole load of real do-gooder, very boring. I'm like, come on, give me.
Well, I got to be honest. I'm going to bet you a lot of those do-gooders aren't as do-good as you think they are.
No, I'm sure.
You know, I actually preach and tell people all the time, you need to pay attention because you may see a family, a husband and a wife, and you know they dress nice, they got a nice house, nice car, they come to church. But what you don't notice is the woman never smiles. She's always looking down, things like that.
Religion in general is about being beautiful, and so it doesn't always breed the most compulsive, exciting
That's correct.
It's very.
Although I think our life is pretty exciting. If you were here earlier, I'll bet you our life is pretty exciting when we do this.
I would say.
See?
Come out to one march and protest. And
One, you don't know who I am.
And then continue to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's not that exciting when you do it last time.
It is because it's different people every time, even though they pretty much act the same way. But we do this not for the excitement. We don't do this because whatever. We do this because whether you agree with me or not, I do believe that these people will go to hell.
You're not going to convert anyone from here, you know. Nobody else is you know.
Really, you want to bet on that? I've got people that are part of our ministry right now that have come out of their lifestyles because of this.
I mean, imagine that this is particularly effective.
It drew you over here. Do you understand? But I've heard that lots of times. I used to say that too. Before I was a Christian, I said that too.
Like I am hardcore.
I used to say, I was pretty hardcore. I used to wear a big silver upside down cross.
Never persuade me.
The Holy Spirit. See, convert you. That's not my job. My job is to tell you the truth.
Then doesn't everyone just come to it on their own if they're gonna?
No, because you have to hear a preacher first and be convicted.
Do you?
Sure. I've got a guy. What changed me? I went to a church and realized, because I was living my thing. I don't know. I honestly, I didn't plan. I was supposed to go to a strip club that night.
That's what I mean. Okay, so you were called or whatever.
I was what?
Church, something and you took it to the church.
Correct.
That's fair. Maybe you heard a preacher once from the church, but the thing.
I didn't even know David and Goliath was a Bible story.
The thing that took, my point is, the thing that took you to the church wasn't someone on the street giving you a pamphlet. It wasn't.
No, that's not what took me to church. Well, no, actually, okay, so let me rephrase that. So there were people that would come knock on my door or whatever, and I'd slam the door in their face and get the hell out of here. Literally, that's what I'd say. And I'll tell you, if you got a minute, I'll tell you, I'll paraphrase it for you. I just got discharged from the Navy. I was all depressed. I was on drugs. I was hanging out with strippers. They were coming to my house all the time. I was partying it up, because that was masking the depression. And I was supposed to go to a strip club with the girl I was dating at the time one night. And I had two friends that came back to my house. One of them was an X Games, I don't know what that is, X Games. So he rode a bike for X Games. And he came back and I said, where are you guys going? He said, we're going to church. And I said, I want to go. And I, what the hell? And they were looking at me because I never wanted to go before. And the girl I was dating got mad. And I said, I don't know what this is, but I really need to go. And I don't know why. On my way there, my friend's like, don't freak out. I'm not freak out. I've been to church before. Sit down, stand up, whatever. He's like, no, not like that. It's okay, whatever. And I went in and I almost left because I'm like, what the hell is this? I never seen anything like that before. I was used to Catholics, that kind of thing. I'm from New Jersey originally. So this happened in Florida. And a preacher was talking to me about going to hell. And it really occurred to me that everything I heard about Jesus Christ, because even before me, you've heard about Jesus, I'm sure. Right, who hasn't? That's my point. It became real in that moment. And my friends were making fun of me at the time because I swore to them I was never going to be a Christian.
But it wasn't the thing that made you say yes to going.
No, I wasn't yes to going. I'm the one who said I want to go.
But that just came out of nowhere.
Correct.
So my point was really that it isn't.
But I had heard preachers all my life. I just ignored them.
But it was only when you think. My point is really like, if any one of these people wanted to go to church, they would just decide one day, and they would come to it their own way.
But typically speaking, the church is not set up to have sinners come in to get saved. That's not how it works. We're supposed to go out and preach to them, and then get them saved, and then bring them in.
Some denominations believe in that, not all.
Well, I mean, that's the model in the Bible, right?
That's evangelism.
Now, if somebody comes to church and wants to get saved, hey, I'm all for that. But that's typically not right. He's Baptist. They call him Tim the Baptist.
There's plenty of different versions of it. I'm not an evangelist that believe in kind of. Evangelism is a relatively new invention in the US.
Evangelism is a biblical word.
But it wasn't a big movement.
Sure was. That's how the Roman world was conquered.
But in the US it wasn't. You know,
Sure was. The U.S. has always been evangelized.
to an extent, but there was never as many events.
Like what we do, this is a little new because this wasn't really necessary until modern times, right? You didn't have the problems and the sin issues. Not like this. Not like today.
Yeah, it was always there. It's always been there.
You got 12-year-old girls getting knocked up now thinking it's like proud of it. That's not normal. That's not how it's always been.
12-year-old girls like me getting knocked up. I think it's
No, I'm taking knocked up like voluntarily. No, they had sex at 12 years old. 12-year-olds having sex. 12-year-olds. It didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
No, if a girl was having sex back then, it was considered a shame unto the family.
If you look up various birth stats and marriages records in small towns, you will see so many.
It happened.
Even in like the 18th century, I do this for a job, right?
No, I know it's happened. I'm not going to deny it hasn't.
Research my
Right.
podcast.
But what I'm saying is, back then, though, it wasn't normal. Like, a girl that got pregnant out of wedlock even was considered shameful.
Just forced them to get married. Sent off as punishment for marriage laundry.
They're from Alabama, maybe.
There's a lot of, but I mean, it's been child marriage. California still allows child marriage.
I thought California was 16. Is it? I was just watching the other day about the age of consent in the different states.
Different states. The U.S. is not outlawed child marriage.
As a federal law, no, I know. That's because marriage is not a federal law; it's up to the states. I agree. I don't know why it's that way.
But that is.
But they leave.
12-year-old girls getting knocked up in one state. It's almost okay.
Is it illegal for a 12-year-old sleeping on a 12-year-old? No, but I mean, I think the parents did a really bad job.
Can knock up a 14-year-old and marry her with parental consent.
I agree. I don't think 18-year-olds should be to get married. I think it's too mature. Yes, it does. But that's not okay. And yes, if people are in their bedroom doing what they do, whatever. I don't agree with it. But if you ask me, I'd say go to hell. But I'm not going knocking on their door and saying, hey, take the penis out of your mouth. You're coming with me. Doing that. The difference in this country is that people literally, and I know I do this all the time. They are literally. I just want a big free speech case because two lesbians tried saying that I stood up there pride of it and I preached. I didn't mention. I didn't even know who they were. I made a post on Facebook, didn't tag or nothing. They had a gag order issued on me, legally saying that they felt harassed, even though I didn't mention their names. Didn't even know them, but because they saw it on my profile, got a judge friend to do that. Obviously, I won. I got to return to the Supreme Court. But the point is, they tried forcing me into silence because they didn't like what I said. That's the problem with that side. They're always and I've been canceled so many times, and I've never threatened anybody. Right. Well, I'm talking about here because I can't speak to UK.
We don't have hate speech, so sometimes hate speech. We don't have.
Wait, see, but that's in America, even the Supreme Court said, who defines what hate speech is?
It would be defined by the things in our legal system that are
right, but I'm thinking generally because, I could say homosexuals are going to hell and you think that's hateful, right? I don't think it is. So who's right?
Well, that's because
in American systems.
Yeah, so in the UK, homosexuality is legal.
Although he was just there and he got away with it, they didn't arrest him for it. He was in a Muslim area preaching against the Muslims. So the problem is that
hate speech and shouting
louder. Well, what I'm saying in America specifically, they said the problem with hate speech is how do you define it and who's the one who defines it? Now, I agree. saying I want you dead, I mean, that could be considered hateful under a personal issue, but legally, you're not saying you want to kill somebody, right? So in America, speech, just because you don't like my speech, you may be offended by it, doesn't mean it's hate speech. Because when we start getting into it, that means that you get to define what it is, even though I think something else is completely different and hateful. You see what I'm saying?
It would be defined by what is legally allowed.
But who gets to decide that? I don't understand the term women's rights, because what rights are women losing? But I don't believe it's talking about body, because if it was their bodies, they'd be the ones getting aborted. It's not their bodies; it's the baby's body that's being butchered.
Yeah, you lose. You lose.
I could call my wife right now. I have 7 children. I have 2 grandchildren. I could call my wife right now, and I guarantee you, she would never tell me I lost my life.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's got a choice, and I'm glad that she's in.
Okay, right now I am almost 50 years old. We have 7 children. We're done. I think we did our job and multiplied just fine. However, if she were to get pregnant, even though we're not trying, even though we agreed we don't need any more children, if she got pregnant, she would keep the baby because it's a life.
That's totally okay. And I have no problem with her keeping it. She can have as many as she wants.
No, I understand your argument. Your argument is it's not a matter of whether somebody wants to keep a baby or not. Your argument is they should be able to choose.
Yeah.
I understand the argument. So I know women that don't agree with abortion, that have been on abortion because their choice is not to abort. Right. Our argument is that if it was your body being aborted, if it was your body, you'd be the one getting aborted.
But you know what? There's some babies that would prefer, because they grow up, they're like, you know, they're really hard life. There have been so many women in this country that have been forced to have and raise children. There's a really good ProPublica article.
I have a book, and if my wife's watching, have her text me to give it to you. She wrote a book about, we're talking about women who have abortions, women who've changed their mind, stuff like that. And every woman who changed her mind about having an abortion, 100% in this particular book, in this study, did not regret not having an abortion. But women who have abortions, how much regret is there?
I always find cases like that.
Right. No, and I'll concede the fact that most studies get the results of the one who's funding the study wants. Right. But the thing is in my own experience as well, I know the turnaway. Okay, she said it's the turnaway study. If you want to research, if you want to look that up, they were talking about how women who have abortions a lot of the time do regret it. A lot of them, not all of them.
There are a lot of women that don't.
Right, but there's a lot that do. There's a lot more that. That's true. But what I'm saying, there's more women that seem to regret it than not.
I don't know. That depends on what you're reading. That does totally depend on what you're reading.
I would agree, but I can only speak to experiences that I know and what I read.
What you read would be different from the things that I read.
Well, no, this book that she's talking about is not a Christian book.
No, but
because I need to read all of it so I understand the arguments on the other side as well. So I don't just read my stuff. I'm a big history buff. I love history. You know, so
abortion's been going on for time.
Yeah, well, yes, I'm aware. That doesn't make it right. I mean, murder's been going on for a long time too.
It doesn't make it wrong.
But murder's been going on a long time too. Ever since the Adam and Eve.
Yeah, but we're always murdered someone.
What's that? That's the penalty. You unjustly take a life.
In this country, it's allowed. You can't get the death penalty.
I know, that sucks.
I don't think so.
The whole point of the death penalty is
There's a lot of people on death row.
So do you not understand the point? Do you understand the point of the death penalty is to deter, right, crime? So let's be honest. A lot of the reasons why I don't get assaulted and killed all these places is because of the potential penalties. If there were no penalties, these people would rip me apart.
Why is our murder rate so much lower in the UK than the US?
Because we got a bunch of liberals that want to kill everybody. Yes.
That's not the average
Yes.
school shooter.
They're liberals. They're not conservatives.
Most liberals are not the gun owners in this country.
There's a lot of liberal gun owners in this country. There's a lot. There's a lot. Believe me, I hear it all the time. I want guns too. But you look at the shooters, look at the people who commit mass murder in this country, majority of them are liberals. Most of them are even atheists. I remember everybody said Timothy McVeigh was a Christian. He's like, no, I'm not.
There's not, for instance, like, Trump wants to deport all the immigrants. There's not one immigrant that's conducted a school shooting.
They're murdering, and not all illegals murder people. That's true. But there are illegals that are murdering people. If they weren't in this country, they wouldn't happen.
If the death penalty is not a deterrent, why is there a school shooting every single day?
There's not school shooting every day. No, I live here. There's no school shooting every day.
Look it up. Look it up. No,
you know,
this isn't and
this
is a true.
Well, here's what I say when people talk about because when school shootings happen, why? Well, when you teach kids that they're nothing more than animals, why are you surprised when they act like animals? When you teach children human life, yes, people do. When if you're an atheist, you believe you came from an animal, that you are no better than an animal. What's that?
I don't believe in killing.
No. What I'm saying is that you said to me before that animals do certain things. So you're basing your morality on the same condition that an animal does. Right, okay, that's my point. So if you're teaching people that you're nothing more than an animal, when they act like animals, why are we surprised?
I'm a very smart animal, so I can make choices.
Hey, I got a Cane Corso, and they say he's as smart as a 3-year-old. That's what they say. But smart animals still do bad things, and we don't hold them accountable for when they eat their young, when they murder each other.
Because that's what they're programmed to do.
Because they have no morals.
I don't think humans are programmed to be bad.
Well,
I don't think humans are born.
I don't think they're born bad either. I don't believe in original sin. I don't believe that either. I don't believe you even become bad until you start doing bad things.
So I don't.
You know?
I see the death penalty in this country is not acting as much of a deterrent.
It does, because how many people would do more if it wasn't there?
I think being in prison for a long time is a deterrent.
I don't know. Some people like it there.
Most people on death row would rather be killed.
I know. That's what I like.
They've been waiting for a long time to have it over with. I think being in prison.
Well, that's because we have a system where you have to go through appeal and appeal and appeal and appeal and appeal. I'm all for it. Like me personally, I think Charles Manson should have had a bullet in his head when he did what he did instead of sitting in jail for 30 years making me pay for it.
There's a whole lot of people actually being proven innocent at the end of
that is true.
death row. So it is really difficult in this country because there's a lot of people.
It has happened, and I agree. There could be things that are done better because, again, a lot of look at my case with those lesbians. A judge actually found me guilty, and the Supreme Court overturned it because of her personal biases. That happens in cases. Donald Trump is a good case. Donald Trump is a good case. There's personal bias to that judge.
Cases that he doesn't like.
He's getting the appeal. It's going to be. I mean, even liberal pundits have said that there's so many problems in that case that the judge made mistakes. It's probably going to get overturned in appeal with all the mistakes that we're doing.
Presidential immunity, maybe things will come from.
He didn't even need that. The thing is if he wasn't running president, he wouldn't have been arrested. If you know the New York law that they tried bootstrapped off of to get him on, it's unbelievable. Even the banks, because in order to have a crime, you have to have a victim. The banks that they claim were the victims stood in court and said, we're not victims. He paid us back with interest, like no problem. And we gave him more loans after that. There's no victim. None. He should have never. And what happened was, so long ago, it was beyond the statute of limitations, but Alvin Bragg bootstrapped it to a federal campaign law, and the feds even said, we're not going to prosecute him for anything. So it was all a mess. It was personal bias.
I mean, having.
I love the guy.
But having like a whole lot of documents from Mar-a-Lago, everyone was like, Hillary the emails.
Yeah.
And then Mar-a-Lago full of documents.
Well, it wasn't fun. And you know what? A lot of those, when they staged those photos, weren't true. He did have some. Biden had them. They all have them.
Yeah, but
they all have them. If you're going to go after him, you got to go after all of them. But they didn't. What did they say about Biden? He's too senile to understand what he did, really?
Hardcore after Hillary with some emails.
Because he didn't delete them. He could have shredded those, and they went to his house. They would have found them, and they wouldn't have been doing nothing. But Hillary deleted it, and you delete something when you know you did something wrong.
No, you just delete it because it's
No, she bleach bit her phone. You bleach bit. Do you know the laws of this country when it comes to federal, like, even teachers? If I email a teacher in my kid's school because it's a state employee, they have to retain those records. You cannot destroy them. What? 7 years.
Yeah.
Hillary's emails were within it. No, but the time they wanted it, it was gone.
But you can delete something because you know there's a copy of it elsewhere.
But it's not, though, it's gone. She used a private server when she wasn't legally allowed to.
There's a whole ton of
You know, but I'm used to this country. Like, I believe in Lewis Black, and he said, I expect my politicians to lie to me because that's what they all do. I don't care who it is. They all lie. No, it's not, but that's the way it is. When somebody tells the truth, you're like, wait, what? Like what? Like?
Like he says, like, I never did this. I never did that. I didn't have it.
You mean like when you said he raped somebody, but he was never convicted of rape, ever. Some woman that came up 30 years later said he did this, no evidence, no witnesses, nothing. She just said it happened, and we go, oh, well, you must be telling the truth. Well, because we're innocent until proven guilty in this country. He was never proven guilty, therefore, ipso facto, he's innocent. That's the way it works. It is. It works that way. It works that way with what?
There's a lot of people caught up in the criminal justice system.
But that's the way. But it is. That's not true. No, that's not true. See, that thing has been blown out of proportion too. There's a.
People off from the Innocence Project.
Well, of course they do, because now, but black people can get away with whatever they want now, just call racism. Listen, if some black guy came up and punched me in the face, he'd get, and I know this because it's happened to me. Because me as a white Christian, it is true. Okay, so if I worked at a Subway sandwich shop and some lesbian, if you walked in there and you had a lesbian shirt on, rainbow flag.
Sure. I'll play it.
Well, I'm just right, and I said, get out. I'm not serving you because you're shirt. Do you know every lawyer in this country would be clamoring to take your case to sue Subway, right? Probably for discrimination. I was a Christian. I walked into Subway, and it went viral. My shirt said homosex is sin with a Bible verse. Religious, right? The woman kicked me out and said, I refuse to serve you because of your t-shirt. And nobody's coming to my defense. Matter of fact, every lawyer that usually takes it says, no, I'm not touching that. But if they shoot us in the other foot, they'd be running to take your case.
Yeah, because it's a protected characteristic.
So is religion in this country.
But not all people that are...
Your politics is not protected.
No, but not all people who are religious believe the same thing as
I understand it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even Muslims are religious protected too. So even if somebody walked into Allah is whatever shirt and they got kicked out for it, that's illegal.
If you were saying... If it was...
Hate speech is different.
There's no such thing as hate speech.
Saying homosex is a sin, that's just an opinion.
Right, but it's religious in nature.
No, but
The word sin in the Bible verse makes it religious.
I said, I don't know.
Some
Christian. That would be...
But you're not going to kill anybody, so you have a right to say it.
That would be...
That's not protected because it's not a religious belief. So in this country, you can't discriminate based upon somebody's race, sex.
I would be discriminating against you as a Christian.
Well,
You see?
no. Okay, so if you walked in with a shirt like that and I kicked you out, there's no religious connotation to it, so you wouldn't be protected.
That's all Christians. That's a religious.
But it's not your religion. That's just your opinion based on your politics.
No, but I am saying that about Christians. As well.
Right, but you're not. It's not your religious belief. You see what I'm saying?
No, but your religious belief.
It doesn't matter. You can discriminate against my religious belief. If I worked at a store, you can do that. What I'm saying is I can't discriminate. So what I'm saying is, like you said, if I worked at a store and you walked in with a rainbow thing that said I love vagina, and I said get out of my store, every lawyer would be like, oh, I'm suing. And you know that to be true. You'd have every lawyer in this country going, I'm taking that case to sue somebody for discrimination. Well, how come nobody wants to go after them for kicking me out?
Because that's different.
No, it's not. It's not hate speech. There's no such thing as hate speech in America. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. And religion, it's in the law, and every lawyer went on public, because it was a video, went pretty viral when that happened. Every lawyer even said there is grounds because our law says you cannot discriminate against somebody because of their religious beliefs. It is.
Your opinion, of your interpretation, and your version.
It's not interpretation. The Bible literally says homosexuality is a sin.
Lots of, there are lots of churches in this country that don't share that.
Right, but still a religious belief. Like my lawyer said, my lawyer said the same thing. Sin, the word sin, and the Bible verse that's referenced makes it religious.
It doesn't say homosex is sin in that.
Sure it does.
The Bible verse.
1 Corinthians 6, 9,
That
10.
isn't the Bible verse. Homosex is sin is not.
Homosex is sin.
But that is not in.
Homosexuality is a sin.
That's not how it's written.
No, it says homosexuality is a sin. It says they're not going to go to heaven. So having homosex.
I don't think it actually says homosexuality. It doesn't use the word homosexuality.
No, you're right. The
A man shall not lie with another man.
Well, that's not even the correct
But
word.
it's like that kind of thing.
Right. Well,
homosexuality.
if you take the Greek word in its literal definition, man shall not lie with another male as he would with a female.
Right.
That's the literal definition. It closes all loopholes.
But that's just also a translation.
No, that's what the word arsenokoite means.
You can translate that.
No, that's what it means. I have other Greek writings outside the Bible from pagans back then where they use the same word for homosexuality. Paul made it up. That word did not exist until Paul made it up. It's a pax legomenon. He made it up.
That's not an actual Bible verse.
But it's not necessarily, but it doesn't be a Bible verse. The Quran is saying that you could say Muhammad, whatever, but we all know Muhammad is Islam. We all know that. So you can't discriminate somebody because of that either, though. You can't. Right. That's my point. Is in this country, you can do whatever you want and you will be celebrated. Me? It is what it is.
It's not saying anything about, if you have a teacher that's homosexual, it's not saying anything directly about Jesus.
But I'm talking about the law. The law is written, you cannot discriminate. Public accommodation places, food restaurants, cannot discriminate on people for their religion. Your politics are not protected, so if I walk with a MAGA shirt and she can kick me out, there ain't nothing I can do. There's no law that protects that. However, religious beliefs are protected.
That not speak freedom of speech.
What's that?
In a MAGA shirt.
Well, you have private institutions aren't their freedom of speech with government. A company that doesn't like your speech can kick you out because of your speech.
I don't think anyone would ever kick you out from wearing a MAGA shirt. No one's really doing that.
If I went to a restaurant with all liberals, I guarantee they would. What?
Liberals are not that angry.
Yes, really? They're not that angry. They're pretty angry. You've heard several people just screaming for no reason because they're angry. They're angry. People are angry. Yes, they're not violent. Do you want to see some of the videos of what they've done to me?
The Capitol.
FBI did that. There were some conservatives in there too.
Come on now.
So are we going to rate all conservatives on what well, I am being real. I mean, there were conservatives in there, but there was also
there were a lot of conservatives.
There was not a lot. There was like 200.
Because they were live streaming.
Right, and the liberal. Okay, what about the Oklahoma House? A woman walked in and punched the lawmaker in the face. Oh no, I'm sorry. She punched a state trooper in the face, and one of the lawmakers hit that person from. That's a liberal. Right. Is that okay? Small amount, right. There are a lot of conservatives in this country who didn't do what they did January 6th. And to be honest,
there's a lot of conservatives in the country also.
Liberals are, to say liberals are not violent, you don't know liberals in this country. They are extremely violent.
That isn't
Go look my name up in the federal court and look at messages of what people rape me, they want to kill me. Rape my daughter, kill my wife.
You're doing violence.
But you said they're not angry and they're not violent. They are. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you are inviting.
But I don't ever say to them, I want to kill you, I want to rape you. I don't ever say that to them. Are you telling me that me saying homosexual sin deserves a response if I want to kill you and rape your wife? It's more often than not that happens. But you're right. Me doing this, I know that's a response, and I'm willing to take the response from the liberals and their hate. That's okay. It is what it is. Well, this is very different than saying I want to kill you and rape your wife.
You can search up psychiatrists, therapists to talk to.
Ew! That's not normal. No, that is not normal. That you were not. He was not born that way. What do you mean? Because everybody was okay. Let's just break it. Let's just break it down like this. Would the world survive without homosexuals in it?
Yeah.
Would the world survive without heterosexuals in it?
Pretty soon.
No. We would die out. If everybody started having gay sex and no straight sex, that's it. But I'm saying,
I know
but without heterosexuals,
they have babies and with their gay male friends, they've never had to have sex. You just go and get some sperm and out.
It's going to be a major egress of the whole crowd of people walking. Once it's moving back a little bit so we don't get...
oh, because it's over, yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
You know?
Had a really good conversation with her.
Cool. Good deal.
Come on, you said we were having a good
It
conversation.
was entertaining. We don't agree.
Of course not.
Where you
No, I
from?
don't agree. London.
London. I think so.
You want to shut it off?
Yeah.
My last name is Christian.
Okay.
We are from, there's a
Your
village,
butt talk's not mine, pervert.
in Norfolk called Grisham. That's where my family is
No,
from.
but he's not. The liberals are not angry at all.
He's pointing with one finger.
That's a faggot right
He's a
there.
paid agitator. We saw him at the RNC.
Yeah, I know.
He's a paid agitator. He's here because he makes money doing that.
He was at the RNC.
I am making my name. Yeah, you make money. Guy, I fucked your mom.
Oh, you didn't? You're gay.
Is that why she's pregnant?
Not by you. You're a homo. You know that butt sex doesn't get babies, right? Right? See, that's a fag right there, right?
Yeah, that's their company.
I know. See, that's entertaining. It's funny.
Boring things, everyone's the same. Everyone's just like, what's considered to be normal? It's going to be so boring.
It's not normal, but the world would be better off without homosexuals in it, and I can prove it. History can prove that. There's a book called Sex and Culture, written by an anthropologist
We've
named...
never had a time when there's been a majority of any,
Sure there has.
Like,
Oh, no, not homeless, no.
So there's never been a test.
Because if there was, we'd be dead. Sodom's a test case. That's a good point. Sodom's a good test
I
case.
believe in that. I don't.
Well, they found a place called Sodom, and they did find sulfur pellets there.
Big Bang. I believe that
You believe in the Big Bang? Involved in what?
into humans.
So how could you be, if you believe in evolution, how could you possibly support homosexuality? What's the point of evolution?
We're now so evolved we can do things with a test tube.
But that's not nature.
We have very, very clever brains.
What I'm saying is, what is the purpose of evolution? To keep the species going. But it's the law of the fit, right? The strong survive, the weak die out. That's the whole point. So if
can mix us up on a test tube.
well, hold on. But what I'm saying though is if evolution follows its course, the stronger of the species pass on its genetics for the next generation.
Strength is also a bit of an interesting topic because we talk
Well,
about
but the point is,
but in 2025, is the strongest person the person that can lift the most or the person that's got the biggest brain?
it depends on what kind of strength you're talking about. Well, I'm sorry, okay, put it all together.
You know what I mean? Like-
Intelligence, physical
But in the
fitness.
past, it would be like, okay, I can be the provider, I can hulk this stuff around and kill however many elk to feed my
Right,
family.
but you also be pretty smart to find those out too. So
Yeah.
I think a
But
combination
now
of
you can be like, I'm gonna sit there in my little living room and I'm gonna
and
sit
eat
here
and eat
I can-
pasteurized cheese with all
And
kinds
I'm-
of chemicals in it.
It's
And
just, yeah, but I mean, America loves that stuff. So
but my point is though, but evolution, when you at its definition, its core, is basically to keep species going, survival of the fittest, right? So you as a lesbian don't want to pass on gender material with a male. You have no desire to do that.
I don't have any.
So wouldn't evolution be trying to stop you, saying we don't want nature, because you don't believe in God in that, right? So you just believe in an evolutionary process.
No, cavemen didn't believe in God, and they did all right.
Sure they did. Yes, they did. We have drawings. They know. I was just watching a documentary the other day on that. And they said they have religion.
Not,
They had a belief
but
system.
You're disagreeing with, say, I don't know, Muslims or Catholics or whatever. You probably disagree with their religion, their version.
Well, Islam I do, yes.
No, but caveman's version of it.
I don't know what the religion
It
was.
wasn't God in the way that it is
I
now.
mean, there was all kinds of religions throughout history.
Right. But there's not like there's one definitive one that has helped the survival
But
of humanity.
even evolution has even psychologists said that they believe that believing in a religion is an evolutionary trait for survival.
I think religion is the evolutionary trait to build community.
Well, I say for survival, because human beings can't survive without a community.
Right.
I agree with that.
And I think that's what it's made for. I don't think.
But my point is that
it has to be so black and white as you're going to be struck down and you're going to be saved. I don't think it's that. I think it's much more about building community and supporting each other. I don't think
we do that.
But I don't think it's about striking anyone down. I don't think that's actually.
Well, I'm not striking anybody down.
No, but I don't think in the end.
I think God's going to at some point.
God's got bigger fish to fry.
Like homos, he's going to fry the homos.
Nah.
I saw the laugh. I could see it through your eye.
God's got a lot of business to get up.
No, this battery.
The battery.
Oh, it'll turn on by itself.
Oh, it will? Okay.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
I guess so.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I'm Rhiannon.
I'm Rich.
Nice to meet you.
I'm David.
Nice to meet you.
I run Warriors for Christ. If you ever want to chat outside of this, you probably won't, but I'm just saying. The invitation is there.
I'm sure we'll run into each other again at another one of these days.
Do you want to invite them for dinner or no?
But
Official street
Is
preachers.
it one?
I'm leader. This is my jacket. Official street preachers. YouTube and Facebook.
Who does?
That guy was over there. I said, it's probably you with your anal leakage.
A queer said
Yeah.
that? Oh. He's just
I said, it's probably you with your anal leakage.
right.
Where's Tim?
Right there.
Yeah, he said once the protest is over, we can go down there. I'm like, well, of course. I don't want to go down there after it's over.
Duh.
But I got a lot of good stuff with the police on film.
I know. It's still.
They still got it up there.
You what?
And he told me he was going to go over there to see what's going on
I
with
know.
that.
And
That is a bias right there.
I know it is.
take it down.
No, they never made him take it down.
Never made him take it down.
I kept getting footage of it.
I got it. That's messed up. We were threatened with arrest and take it down. Huh. It was nice talking to you. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.